Yes, yes, and we are back. I believe this is episode 3 of Courtside Commentary. So, myself, your host, the at is there in the bottom left, frequent NBA watch along person, as well as the host of our Chelsea show here over on Sarcasm City. And to your right side of your screen, you've got the guy, Fator, fresh off a return from Belfast, waking up a Super Cup winner this morning on the eve of the Premier League season. But we are here to talk the sport played on the hardwood with the ball and all that. So how you doing, my guy?
Yeah, man, all good. Been monitoring a lot on the off-season transaction. It's getting crazy every day. You got Doncic extending his contract. Now you got Kawhi extending his contract as well. Jimmy Butler already get the Supermax contract a couple of weeks back, and
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden you got a couple of like known transactions that are coming in for this channel. Like the news kept coming. Dennis Schroeder already gone to Boston Celtics. Yeah, every day it's getting wild, man, and I can't wait for the start of the season.
Yeah, man, I hear you. I hear you. It's it's funny because last week, so we did the stream a bit earlier last week because I had the day off of work, and as soon as we stopped streaming, within a half an hour, you saw the rumors of the Kawhi extension come through,
Oh
and you
yeah.
just saw a bunch of dominoes like start to fall. So it's funny how like timing works. Like if I was at work and we had streamed at a normal time, we'd probably have had much more to talk about. Full disclosure, everybody watching and everybody in the comments, we are doing this stream because we just missed so much over the course of the last week. So we're back here again. So big up to all of you in the chat. We have Melina saying, "Hey yo, commiserations to you and the certain football club with the gun on its crest." But Melina, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being here. Damien, big up to you, clocking in, frequent commenter on the NBA content over here on Sarcasm City. So big up to you, my guy. Thank you for hanging out. Martial saying, "Hey yo," and then Harris, our classic Harris. Harris is asking Melina about, I'm presuming, the Arsenal match. And then Black Diamond, big up to you, my guy. Thank you for showing support. But yeah, guys, as much as it is tempting to want to banter Arsenal, that's not what the stream is for. We had this scheduled before we knew they were going to lose. So in terms of basketball, just in general, what were your thoughts on the Olympics? Because we also streamed before the gold medal game.
Yeah, the Olympics itself, yeah. I wasn't even that surprised the way that the results pans out. I have no idea why some of the USA fans thinking that we're gonna bottle it this time around. Even though we lost to France in the group stage, let's just call it a blip. It's only one game, and these guys, these guys, just literally came in right after the NBA finals, where they had like brutal finals, I would say, and then they just came in. The chemistry isn't there yet, and some of the you lot are already reactionary. It just doesn't make any sense. You Peter yourself, like speaking on in the group chat, you say like some of you lot like need to calm down. It'll take time. It'll
Mm-hmm.
take gel, and look what happens. Fourth gold medal in the Olympics. Fourth, Beijing 08, London 12, Rio de Janeiro 16, now Tokyo 20. Fourth in a row.
Yeah, no, I mean, as far as the gold medal game, because I tuned into like the second quarter on. It's funny how you get a collection of a nation's best players, and the best players kind of know who the best player is. Like
Mm.
when the going got tough, everybody went to KD. That was just what happened. Players know, I always say this, and it applies for any sport. Players know who's good, and players know who's not good in certain moments. They'll police themselves. And it's just funny how you have all this star power, but everybody turned to KD the moment butts got a little bit tight.
Do you know what? Some, do you know what with KD? The funny thing is, I think he played really well in the gold medal game, and then all of a sudden afterwards, when like after the fourth quarter ends, all of the KD bandwagons, including Stephen A. Smith himself, jump on LeBron straight away. How shameless are you lot out there? Honestly, like LeBron's now 37. He's not gonna get more Olympics medal. KD right now, how old is he? About 30 plus, 32?
32, I want to say, because does anybody know how old Westbrook is? Because I swear Westbrook and KD are like the same age.
I think Westbrook is still. I have no idea. Is it 30?
I swear Westbrook's 32, so I think KD
32. Yeah, he's still 32. He's gonna be 33
age.
in November. KD's like what? 32 as well. He's gonna be 33 next month.
Yeah.
So KD's got years left in his pocket. Maybe Paris Olympics, maybe in a 4 years time, might be that his last Olympics.
Yeah, so Josh, you said it here. He's 32. I was right. Yeah. I swear him and Westbrook are born the same year.
Yeah, KD's now have 3 Olympic gold medal in a row. So he's gunning for 4th in Paris in 3 years' time.
Yeah.
So I have no idea why Stephen A. Smith or afterwards he said like, "Oh, where are you, LeBron? Where are you?" This look. Let's face it. LeBron and KD are a different breed. LeBron's now what 37. KD's literally start playing in the Olympics, London 2012. LeBron in 08, he's still playing as well. But if you're gonna compare LeBron to in the KD Olympics, it's not you just can't compare that because look, KD is more of an Olympic player than of an NBA team player, I would say.
It's as far as people throwing LeBron's name next to KD, it's just American sports media needs something to talk about. And unfortunately, basketball is so heavily narrative driven that if you're not going to drum up controversy involving another actual team beating the US, then you need to throw out hypotheticals that just can't be defeated because that's how people make content. It's like they have nothing else to do except insert LeBron in every sentence when like really you should just be talking about the Olympic basketball team and how they just achieved something that a lot of people were saying they couldn't do. But I'm real quick to get to some of these comments. Black Diamond, I'm assuming you're referring to the headline or the title line to the video.
Just for correction, it's actually Skip Bayless, by the way.
Okay, Skip Bayless. Not surprising me that Skip Bayless is slandering LeBron whatsoever. That's Skip Bayless has made a lot of money doing that. But you're talking about Kawhi signing this extension. We will get to this. Great question. We will get to that soon. Easy showing love in the chat saying big up Peter and Fator, Sarcasm City, and everybody in the chat. Member of the channel. Thank you, Easy, for holding it down. I hope you're enjoying your Friday, my brother. Josh saying big up to us both. Love the new Chelsea show. Yeah, bro, we'll be back next Friday, I believe. We should be back. KD cemented himself as the best player in the world. I don't know. I think it's still debatable. I wouldn't have said this. I wouldn't have said the inverse if they would have lost. I'll put it that way. Like, as great as the Olympic achievement is, I don't really point to Olympics when I'm going to debate stuff like that. But if you do, fair enough. You know, it's not that deep to me. Black Diamond saying, like the stream, guys, get your questions in. Yes, really important. People in the comments, people viewing. Closed mouths do not get fed on YouTube. If you have something you would like the host to talk about, your host and co-host to talk about, put it in the chat. If we don't touch on it, we don't touch on it. It's not personal, but we cannot read your minds. We don't even know what most of you look like, to be honest, you know? So yeah, I mean, just interact. And I mean, we're a community here, so hang out, guys. Hang out, talk to each other, enjoy your Friday, stroke early Saturday morning, depending on where you live in the world and all that.
Yeah.
See, like Ahmed here, he's saying, big up you too. You know, fuck all about basketball. I just want to come in and drop a like. I appreciate that, brother. Hey, it all counts. You don't have to know everything about everything to come and hang out. No, it's a basketball show, but can we just banter Arsenal? Trust me, there will be plenty of time and plenty of safe spaces for that. But right now, that is not the time. Easy asking how old Gasol is. Bro, I swear Gasol's like touching 40. He's got to be somewhere close. I don't know. Fator, do you know how old Pau Gasol is?
41 to be more precise.
41. Yeah, he had to be around there. Have to be around there. We have everybody in the chat. chatting each other up. Melina saying big up. Everybody's saying hi to Melina. Guys, I don't know why you're so nice to Melina. She's all right, but I don't know about her sometimes. Just kidding, Melina. You're pretty cool. Easy saying he hates the way people analyze basketball in America. All this comparing and who's the best shit. It's in football. People don't shade Ronaldo and Messi every time someone new shows up. It's mad.
That's exactly what happened when USA lost to France in the group stage.
Yep.
That's literally first game. Before the Olympics started, yeah, I think they played Nigeria and I forgot what Australia. They lost twice, and then people already start overreacting. Oh, panicking! We're panicking. How are these guys going to take a jail? We're worrying that I think this is going to be the one that we're going to lose the Olympics, lose the gold medal. They're too panicking really early, though, Peter. That's the thing. I just don't get it. The way that some of the Americans, analyzing the USA basketball, man. What do you think about that, though?
It's too sensationalist. The sky is either falling or your player is the best player in the world. Like, those two things shouldn't be possible within the same week. You have to be grounded and sort of look at the bigger picture. Everyone is just so reactionary, and so much of basketball mainstream coverage is built around hot takes and just like personalities. So people feel like they have to act and speak like a caricature of somebody they would find interesting that's not just themselves. It's very rare that you have leveled basketball discussion purely about the games in mainstream media. Everybody often attaches himself with a player or with an agent, and you big up like everybody's compromised. It's very strange. It's very tribal. It's sort of like how politics works in our country, but with basketball. It's very weird. Black Diamond saying is in between here and Winter Surfer stream showing support for the people. Yes. If any of you were wondering, Andrew was over there doing God knows what, truthfully, if I'm honest. But I just got in from work, and it was time to go live, so we're here. We didn't want to be too late for you people. Question, what basketball team is the closest thing to Arsenal in terms of being tragic? That's actually a good question, and we still find a way to get Arsenal slander in. So that's actually a really good question. Comments. Do you have any answers? Because I don't know. For Tor, do you have any answers?
I'll say Houston Rockets at the moment.
Probably, but the Rockets, probably the Rockets. That's a good one, but they kind of just fell off a cliff. Maybe the Sixers. Maybe the Sixers, just in terms of like, you think they should be better, but they're not.
Yeah, they should be.
Black Diamond saying the Clippers. Before this year, I would agree with you, but honestly, I think the Clippers earned a lot of respect this year, even though they lost. Like, the Clippers, they just lost. They didn't fold this year, so I don't know. It's tough. Good question. Does anybody in the comments have an answer? Nah, we just Joe Murray.
Celtics. I don't know, man. Celtics. I feel like maybe the last season they lose to Brooklyn Nets in the first round of the playoffs.
Yep.
I feel like it's just the luck of the draw at that time as well.
So Easy, you're saying you talked a lot of crap about USA basketball. It's because I really don't like how they just allow the best guys to choose when their other countries are putting up their best players in the entire country. Fam, I hear you, but Easy, it's a lot to do with the culture of the NBA and just how pampered stars are. They know that their bills aren't paid via Olympic basketball. And when you're making $35 million a year in the NBA, it's not really that prudent of a personal decision to go sacrifice your summer for 6 weeks and play in an Olympic tournament, because that's your off season. I understand why stars don't do it. I don't love it, but there's so much money in the NBA. There's just no real incentive. A lot of guys will play in 1 or 2 Olympics, but they're not like a career Olympic guy, you know? Time to Shine saying got to be a team that used to be really good. So probably like the Celtics. I could see the Celtics caving like Arsenal. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, they just got Dennis Schroeder. I think Dennis Schroeder. I think it's only 1 year contract. I don't know how big of improvement he will be. We're gonna find out this season for sure.
Yeah, no, we'll see. Black Diamond asking Miami. Maybe. But like Arsenal haven't won for like a generation now. Miami won. I guess Miami are kind of getting there, but they did get to a finals recently. Easy.
My,
The Celtics
it's
have
too,
only won one title since the 80s, bro. That's how come we're calling them Arsenal. That's why. They have all the titles back then, but, it is what it is. Time to Shine saying he took a wild pay cut. I'm assuming that's in reference to Schroeder. Yeah, I don't know how he ended up on that contract, man. I honestly don't know. We are going to get into the Kawhi Leonard topic now, though. So Kawhi
yeah.
signed a 4-year, I believe it's a $176 million contract. If anyone in the comments can correct me, please do so. But off the top of my head, it's $44 million a year. So now they've got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George tied into about $350 million of salary over the next 4 years combined. So the Clippers have their core for long term. So how do you feel about that going forward?
It's a good move. Kawhi knows that he'll have reoccurring injury issues, and he said he decided to lock in the guarantee money. When he's sitting in the box seat like he did in the playoff, he's still getting paid.
Of course.
It's a nice 3-year deal, but for those who thinking he'll come back right before playoff, remember what he did in San Antonio. He doesn't care about the franchise. He just cares about getting healthy and making money.
I think he could come back, but it depends how rehab goes. I don't think he's going to rush back. There's no reason to. But I'm not surprised Kawhi signed this deal. He moved too many mountains to get to the Clippers, and he really shook up the NBA. It would have been just really tough to try and move and really hard to build a super team somewhere else, So I'm not really surprised that he decided to stay for the Clippers. And Black Diamond, to kind of spin back to what you were referencing before in terms of a lack of ambition. Bro, I mean, Kawhi Leonard has 2 rings, and he talked about wanting to live in LA and be close to his family back when he was in Toronto. So we can crap on him for having a lack of ambition, but I honestly think it's a pretty good move. I would say it's a lack of ambition if Kawhi was untested and wasn't already a 2-time champion, and he didn't give a franchise their only ring in franchise history. So but I don't look at Kawhi and see a lack of ambition when I see Kawhi. I just think he's so strange of a guy. He's just different. I don't know, Kawhi, he doesn't talk. He's very good. He's very injury prone. It's more from his perspective, it's more just personal security and probably being happy. But he doesn't talk well enough for us to really know what he wants besides living in LA.
Yeah, I feel like from reading these tweets, I can't decide if you're all thinking that he's not worth that money, or that he should be gone to the team that you like, which I think is a bullshit. But really, a 3-year deal because he's going to be out for most of it, not all of the season. To be fair, in the playoff, he might be coming back, but I think Ty Lue will not rush him early, maybe during Christmas, just because the Christmas period, I think they're gonna get a tough run of fixture for sure. It should be entertainment to watch, but I would love to see him sometime, maybe before the playoff, just to see his progress. Is that?
Yeah.
And also, you got the All-Star as well next season. That's the good time for him to recuperate and have a rehabilitation on his knee for sure.
So, Easy, you're saying unless you count the Knicks, I'm assuming for the Arsenal comment. The Knicks being Arsenal was fire. That's what we're going with. Chat. This is what we're doing. The Knicks are the Arsenal of the NBA. I do know a few joint Knicks and Arsenal fans, so that's actually very funny. Time to Shine. You're saying the Clippers going to get a rough first-round playoff series if Kawhi comes back in time. But here's the thing, bro. They won a playoff series without Kawhi already. They beat the Jazz without him. It's all matchups. They won't be a top 3 seed without Kawhi Leonard, but it's a matchups thing in the playoffs at the end of the day. If they're playing the Jazz or the Mavericks, Kawhi or not, I still think they're winning. They play the Lakers, yeah, they're going to lose. They play the Suns, I still think they would lose. but it's a matchups thing, and the Clippers are equipped well enough with Kawhi or not to defend the perimeter. So I think they would do fine against most teams in the West. I think they're a second-round playoff team regardless. We have Flawless saying large up the panel. It's kind of weird saying Flawless in the chat.
That's definitely way Flawless, I can't lie. That's not the real Flawless. That's the way Flawless.
That's the... Oh, this is a fake Flawless? Or
No, that's the way Flawless.
Ah.
That's not the normal Flawless that we've seen, you know.
Oh, okay. That's why he's not here. Fair enough. Easy saying big up Flawless. Muhammad saying big up to the brothers in the chat. Yeah, that's
big up Flawless.
Big up to everybody. Big up to Flawless. Big up to all of you in the chat. Thank you for spending your Friday evening, Saturday morning, wherever you are in the world with us. Thank you for hanging out. So a bit of a less happy topic. I mean, actually, no, I don't care. None of us are Blazers fans. What are the Blazers doing?
Absolute nothing. The thing is, why they keep hold of Damian Lillard for long now? It's been radio silence for 2 months about where is he gonna go? Is he requesting a trade? And rumors, it's just all rumors that rumor and hype. Damian Lillard coming to Lakers. And then we end up with Russell Westbrook. And then there's another news that he's going to end up in the Warriors, where Klay Thompson haven't been playing that much last season. I just don't know where this could end up at, you know.
Yeah.
Blazers did not sign any marquee player off season, and I would think Blazers at this time around, if they're not making any moves in off season, I think they're gonna be the one that gonna be in that playing bracket, I would say, just like the Lakers last season.
I don't think the Blazers signed anyone. Like, I'm sure they signed someone, but okay, so they re-signed Norman Powell and they signed Cody Zeller. Okay, so yeah, I mean, they already had Norman Powell. So really, what if the Blazers aren't building any sort of contender for Dame? They gave Norm 5 years, $90 million. Yeah, fair enough. Good for him. I'm happy for Norman Powell. He's getting generational wealth. Good for him. But that's not going to take the Blazers out of the first round of the playoffs. All the problems they had last year still exist. It's very strange.
Yeah.
Easy saying the Blazers are a serious organization. Every league in America, only 6 teams that actually chase titles every year. The middle of the pack and 10 teams that don't give a damn. Yeah, the Blazers have been a solid middle of the pack team for a long time. Damian saying the Blazers are going to have a stinker next season. I don't think so. They'll still make the playoffs. They might come out of the play-in tournament. Maybe they scrape a 6th seed or something, but they're not going anywhere once they get in the playoffs. They're not beating the Clippers. They're not beating the Suns. They're not beating the Nuggets.
If they let go of Damian Lillard before the start of the season, let's just say a couple of weeks before the preseason, I would say the preseason games, not the summer league I'm talking about, that could be a massive blow for them for sure.
But my thing is, why wouldn't you just trade him now?
What are they doing behind the scene? That's the thing.
Yeah, like if you're going to trade him, the time to trade him is going by right now.
Sign and trade, I would say.
Do it now. Do something like that. Time to shine. You're saying they should move CJ for Beal. We're actually going to talk about the Wizards today. So if any of you are a Wizards fan, yes, I know that sounds weird, us talking about the Wizards, but we are going to do that. We're going to get into why this would never happen and why I don't think this should happen. But yeah, as like back to the Blazers, yeah, we got Zeller disrespect, but I mean, hey, I don't care. I'm not attached to. Easy, you're saying CJ for Beal is a good move. That's a sideways move for each team. I don't think that gets either of them anywhere, but fair enough. I don't understand what the Blazers are doing. Are they really trying to keep Dame, or are they just delaying a bit of a reset? It doesn't make sense. Anybody in the comments, do we honestly think the Blazers are getting out of the first round of the playoffs next year, if they even get there? Or would we be shocked if they lost in 5 to somebody? Because I wouldn't be.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess now is as good a time as any. Washington Wizards. They traded Russ. You got Kuzma, Trez, and KCP back in the trade, and you've got Beal there.
And
Beal,
John Wall. Then John
Beal, for
Wall.
whatever reason, wants to stay. Easy saying the Wizards are going to be better next year. I honestly think so. Beal, for whatever reason, wants to stay in Washington. This is not what I would do. This is probably not what you would do for Tor. But for whatever reason, he wants to stay there and build a contender.
Mm.
So I would.
Yeah, go on.
I was gonna real quick. Like I think their team is more balanced now.
Yeah.
And you've got the flexibility because Trez is 1 year, $9 million left on the deal.
Mm.
You've got a young talent in Kuzma. And whatever you want to say about Kyle Kuzma, maybe he just needs to be a bigger fish in a smaller pond. Who knows, right? So there's a lot of upside with the Wizards now, whereas with Russ and Beal together, you just felt that they were at a ceiling. You've got a new coach, right? Scott Brooks got fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got the chance to hit like a soft reset. I still think Beal should have forced to move out of that place. I don't think the Wizards are ever going to win stuff there with Beal as like just with the current team they have. I don't think they're going to win, but I think they'll be a more exciting team this year, you know?
Yeah, financially, I would say the status, first of all, the status of Bradley Beal, like, I think his best move is to play out the season. He's declining the player option and signed a five-year, $242 million deal with the Wizards in off-season. That possibility should make everyone in Washington just a bit tense this year. Beal can sign for 4 years and $189 million with another team, but virtually the entire difference is in the 5th year. But that's going to be the case either way. And these moves give the Wizards more of a future, either with or without Beal. And secondly, the addition itself, you got not only you got Kyle Kuzma and then Montrezl Harrell, KCP. You also got Spencer Dinwiddie, which is still a bit more reasonable than the first announced. It was 3 years and it's $62 million, but for Dinwiddie, at $8.5 million isn't guaranteed, and another $8 million is an incentive base, I would say. In particular, Dinwiddie is an injury-prone guard, reportedly like lost about $500,000 if he doesn't play 50 games. So they're in a good state at the moment, and they're not out of the woods yet by any means. But you can see them; they try to hike trail to the parking lot from there.
Yeah,
they got a quality squad depth. Young forwards. You got Rui Hachimura as well in that team. Corey Kispert, Denny Avdija, at their own pace and quietly got much younger over the past year by trading Dan Gafford, Aaron Holiday, and Kyle Kuzma. This situation looked completely 2 years impossible 2 years ago. Now it seems possible.
Time to shine. I think we're not saying the Wizards are going to be an amazing team this year. What we're saying is there's an actual chance at upward mobility somewhere down the line. Whereas with like the Beal and Wall team or Beal and Westbrook for a year, it felt like they were at a cap. They had a pretty low ceiling. You know, so like it's not about this season, it's about going forward. Like they have a bit of cap room if they don't want to extend players like Trez. Kuzma signed like he has 2 years, like 28 mil left on his deal. It's not too long. It's not too hard to trade if you don't like Kuzma. You signed Dinwiddie to that deal. You've got him to come back from the ACL as well, right? So they've got plenty of talent available. If a bit of it develops like how they think it will, then you'll do a lot better as a team. And they'll at least be exciting. I can't remember the last time the Wizards had a legitimately exciting team. You'd have to go back to Gilbert Arenas before he decided to put guns in his locker. But, yeah, I mean, who knows?
Probably Paul Pierce, though. Remember Paul Pierce back in 2014-15?
Nah, the Wizards weren't exciting back then. They were just the Wizards. You know?
But they'll be fun. They'll be fun to watch, though.
Jez saying, big up the panel. Big up to you, Jez. Beal was like, dang, too loyal. It's so funny how this loyalty conversation is completely flipped. The moment LeBron said he's going to Miami, everyone just immediately turned on him, and loyalty was such an overrated thing back then. And now it's kind of like underrated and disrespected now. You're looked at like a loser if you don't change teams and chase rings. Whereas back then, you looked at it like a loser for not grinding it out and building up your own city, you know? And it's kind of strange. I don't think there's such a thing as too loyal, but at the same time, these guys are unfortunately going to get killed for eventually not winning rings. Because, I mean, I'm not a Blazers or a Wizards fan, but none of you guys are winning rings within the next decade. I'm sorry to tell you. It's not happening. We have my homie Saul dropping in love in the chat. Big up to you, Saul. I hope you're enjoying your shift at work, my guy. Just saying, very true. Yeah, I mean, what do you think about that, Fator? Like this whole loyalty spin and the whole 180 we've done on it.
Yeah, you already spoke everything about that, and I think people need to start respect the way that the word loyalty in the basketball community in America these days. You know, back in the day, the old school days, people think that loyalty is a crap because, for example, like you said about LeBron, he went to from being hero to villain because he went to Miami. But look what happened. He ended up winning two rings at that time as well. When he left, it felt more that the sense of loyalty in the NBA coming back again, and people need just to cut some slack off the word loyalty, because I feel like at this time around, loyalty is the most important thing that you could have as an NBA professional player, and that could help you in your CV for a while now.
Yeah, it's just we can't have it both ways. You can't kill people for not having rings. You can't reduce every discussion player v player to rings, and then kill people for switching teams. You can't have it both ways. It's one or the other. Time to shine. Let's pivot to that. Simmons still being a Sixer. The funny thing is, it's one of the things I put in my little rundown in our group chat today. Ben Simmons seemingly going on strike, going cold turkey on the Sixers in terms of communication, and still awkwardly being on the roster. So what do we, chat and Fator, what do we think is going to happen with this? How does this end?
This is not going to end well for sure for Ben Simmons, especially for Harris, because I know Harris is not a big fan of Ben Simmons. But
at least
I can't see anyone at the moment that would like to get him into the team. Maybe apart from the Eastern Conference side, I would say maybe New York Knicks. But at the moment in the Western side, who's going to want to accommodate Ben Simmons? The rumors keep getting surrounding about Ben Simmons joining to the Warriors. I do understand that, but they already got Andrew Wiggins. For squad depth, I understand that, but
they could trade those players, though. It's just, do the Warriors really want Ben Simmons?
It's just like they're trying to find a good transaction trade for Ben Simmons for sure, if he going to Warriors.
That's the thing. Like, if you're Ben Simmons, your stocks haven't really been lower in like your career since, like their stocks have never been as low as this. So if you're going to pursue a trade that aggressively, you kind of have to humble yourself. You can't really just, I mean, I understand you're on a long enough contract where you can pretty much pick and choose where you want to go. I'm fully aware of how the NBA works, guys. But he's had a shitty playoffs. He's the main reason that the Sixers got bumped out of the playoffs like that. The entire city hates him. Now he's kind of throwing his toys out, and instead of working harder, he wants to leave, which is fine. But then you can't look teams in the face like Toronto, like Jez touches on here, and say, oh, no, I don't want to go there. Yeah, you probably want to play for a contender, Ben Simmons, fair enough. But surely the Sixers are a contender if you learn to shoot free throws. You know, it's not like he plays for a god-awful team now. Just saying, you swear he only wants the Warriors? That's what I've heard, and that would really be interesting, especially if they somehow retain Ben Simmons and Draymond Green. I'm not sure how that would work. I think personalities would clash, personally. We have Jake on his channel saying, big up Peter, big up Fator, big up to you, my guy. Big up to you. Thank you for coming by and showing support. Time to Shine, you're saying you have no clue where he's going. He knows the Raptors looking at him. Please no. I'm assuming you're a Raptors fan. Bro, Ben Simmons would be a good person to reset your franchise with. But the question is, who are you going to get to partner somebody like him? Because you're not going to get offense from Ben Simmons. And for him to work, you need shooters and you need playmakers around him or people who can also create their own shots to help spacing and stuff. What do you feel about that, Fator?
I feel like the Raptors this offseason, after they lose Kyle Lowry, they therefore need refresh and rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
They already lost Kawhi a couple of seasons back. And at the moment, I'm still unsure what the future looks like for the Raptors after they win the championship in 2019. They got Fred VanVleet still stick there. They lost. I think they lost. I don't know about. They already lost Norman Powell in that team.
Mm-hmm.
It's still uncertain future for the Raptors at the moment, and Gary Trent as well, a great buy. Someone that they can have for a longer term, like KAWHI BTV said. But it's still uncertain. There's only one player. Gary Trent, he's a good player, but he's not that type of player like Kyle Lowry. Pascal Siakam, inconsistent, I would say, at times, but it's still the future for Raptors still looking very bleak right now. They need to find some answers.
Yeah, no, I agree. Black Diamonds and NBA is virtually prostituting your talent to get rings, but men are entitled to chase the bag in their dreams. Not everybody can be a GOAT. MJ was an elite anomaly. Bro, I agree with you. It's funny the way the NBA works now. I agree. Jess saying no one wants to deal with the headache of him not being able to shoot. I don't think that's the issue, Jess, personally. I think it's mentally and personalities clashing. I think people are willing to accept Simmons for what he is, and what he is not even the reason why I feel like the Sixers are so desperate to get rid of him. It's the mental part and the lack of cohesion between their superstars. Time to Shine saying the Warriors have Dre as their trigger man, so they can't really run those two on the floor together. Bro, Simmons would have to assume a different role. That's what it would have to be. He'd have to be like a low post player, somebody guarding the 5 on defense.
Didn't the Sixers asking for like 4 first-round picks plus Andrew Wiggins or whatever they?
Yeah, they're talking like 3 or 4 first-rounders and then salaries to make it match up. Yeah, Jake, you're saying
isn't that a bit wild though?
It is, because you're basically gutting your draft future, for Simmons, which doesn't seem like, I don't know. If the Warriors get Simmons in a hypothetical, I don't think they're beating the Lakers. I don't even think they're beating the Suns at full health, if I'm honest. Unpopular opinion, Simmons will come back stronger. It's either sink or float. Bro, that's the thing. Like, his career could really fall off track if he doesn't bounce back from this. Or he could bounce back from this stronger than ever and silence all the haters. He's at a crossroads. He definitely is. I personally don't have amazing faith in him to turn everything around and somehow become just mentally solid and be able to block out all that noise and bounce back, but we'll see. I think Ben Simmons will be a slightly more talented version of what Andrew Wiggins was in the league. You think he's going to be amazing, and he just turns out to be pretty good, but also very underwhelming?
He could be. I feel like this time, because he's got 2 months left before the full preseason starts, and with the way that he's going on strike on the media and that, he doesn't have much time before the season starts, honestly. Let's say if he comes back to them in September, he needs to get his script going for sure. Otherwise, Harris might be onto him a lot this season. And not only that, probably Sixers fan starts asking some questions to the board.
Mm-hmm. No, I hear that. Yeah, the mentality to win, to be the best, is what separates talent from greatness. Bro, I get you. I just don't know if Simmons ticks those boxes. And yeah, the Warriors do have the assets to make the move, but yeah, Klay Thompson health is vitally important.
Yeah, they just got Iggy as well.
Yeah, I don't think like that's a good starting five, but what are you going to have off the bench? It's not. It's. I just don't think this is the same Warriors players from 3 or 4 years ago. It's not the same. Like I still think the Lakers are bullying that team. I'm sorry. You guys know me. I don't even like the Lakers like that, but I don't think that would hold a candle to what the Lakers would bring. The Lakers are way too big for them. Yeah, I don't know. Ben Simmons is in a weird spot. He's becoming underrated just by how much we hate him now because of that playoffs in a way. But the Sixers still have to try and get fair value for him on a trade. You can't sell an asset for 50 cents on the dollar just because it's a dipping stock, like a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I would almost, if he wasn't going on strike, I wouldn't be surprised if the Sixers bring him back. But they're in a position where they kind of have to trade him. Where do you see him going realistically, though? Like, where can he even go that would make any sort of sense?
Any sort of sense? It's a tough question because if he's not on strike right now, I would have gone easily said the Warriors. But now with the way that he claims that he's on strike to the media, I genuinely, honestly do not know where he could have gone.
Other than like the Blazers or the Warriors, guys, I can't really think of anywhere. Anywhere in the comments, can we think of hypothetical Ben Simmons trade destinations that make sense? So I can only think of two, and I don't really see the Blazers happening.
New York Knicks, I don't know about that still.
Nah, they just signed Kemba Walker. You signed Fournier to that deal, and you gave Randall a max. I don't even know if they have the cap room for that.
Yeah. It's a tough question. If this news came out like a month ago, we wouldn't be having this conversation in the first place. We could have gone and said, like, let's wait till August, and then if he's still on strikes for nearly a month, then we can have the same conversation like this.
Easy. This hypothetical works and it's fine, but what team fits this description other than the Warriors right now? Like, I don't see an NBA team that fits this description other than the Warriors and the Blazers. No. I don't see it. And then you have to wonder, does that team have the assets to get Ben Simmons over in a trade without gutting their own roster?
Absolutely not.
There's at least one no to either of those questions. You know, that's why, like, he's not stuck, because stuck is not a great word to use, because ultimately, like, the Sixers were a 1 seed in their conference. They're not an awful team. But he is kind of stuck. It's very strange. Bro, easy. I understand. I hear you. He's a power forward and he has value. But the Sixers aren't going to swallow their pride. That's the thing. They're not going to. If they were going to, he would have been out of the building already. Trust me. But I just don't see them. They're not going for that. I think eventually they'll have to accept something less. But under current conditions, I just can't see it. And you raised the Fultz point, and that's a really good point. The Markelle Fultz point, how all that went. That's a really good point. I hear you. I hear that. That makes sense. It's just unfortunate. Like, I don't know. Ben Simmons is, I don't want to use stuck, guys, but Ben Simmons is not going anywhere fast. I'll put it that way. Do you think there's any chance he gets traded in the East to anywhere? I don't.
I don't as well. No one apart from Portland Trail Blazers and the Golden State Warriors. Apart from those two teams, I can't think of anyone.
Is there any way the Mavericks can get Ben Simmons? Do we have any capologists in the chat?
Oh, they just had signed Luka Doncic for 4 years, supermax contract.
Yeah, but he was already going to be in a max contract slot. Is there any way the Mavericks can afford Ben Simmons? Because maybe them, but then you'd have to try and get rid of Kristaps, and who's going to take him?
San Antonio Spurs might be the one as well.
Maybe. Do Spurs have anything to trade that the Sixers want, though, besides draft picks?
I mean, they just took Doc McDermott, honestly.
People in the chat, DeJounte Murray still plays on the Spurs, right?
Yeah. Denver Nuggets.
No, because they have Jamal Murray. They have
Wow.
Jokic. They have who else do they have? They have a bunch of guards and stuff. I can't.
Paul Millsap as well.
Yeah, this is tough. This is tough. Jazz, you're saying you don't know. What about getting KP out of there? Bro, trading KP on that contract is harder than trading Ben Simmons right now. Trust me. The Mavericks are stuck with KP. Who would have thought KP and Tim Hardaway Jr. in a trade would turn out with KP looking like a salary dump? Who knows? End of the day, Sixers are going to send him wherever suits them, so he's fucked. Bro, I don't disagree, but like, I don't know if teams are even going to be able to put the pieces together to make a beneficial trade for both teams. If Ben Simmons doesn't want to join the Spurs, I don't really know what to tell him.
For banter purposes, send him to Clippers so he can fuck them up.
Clippers would be dumb to trade for Ben Simmons. They would be absolutely stupid to do that. Just keep the team how you have it now and hope they get healthy. DeJounte and picks would be a good deal. That would make sense, but does it even match up like in terms of salary? I legit don't. I'm not one of those people who knows contracts and stuff. I don't feel like it does. I feel like DeJounte Murray is not a max player. They'd have to throw in something
Timberwolves, not in a good state at the moment.
We have Black Diamond shouting us out for 24 likes. Big up for that. Everybody in the comments, if you haven't liked the video, please like the video. If you like the content and you're not already subscribed, feel free to do so. There's plenty of content across the channel. You've got Love Island recaps. You've got NBA watch-along stuff. You've got Mandem United. You've got Analysis at Anfield. You've got Gunners Talk. You've got Ballin' at the Bridge. You've got all that. We're here for you. You've got the Q&As. You got all. You guys know what's here. If you like seeing more of it, share the video with people you think would be interested, or just share the link on your socials, guys. Plug us and help the family grow. Brogdon and something else is Brogdon. Maybe. But that actually is not bad. But do the Pacers have anything else to trade that the Sixers already don't have?
The Pacers, they're okay, but they haven't made that marquee signing still.
Is this? I have a question. I have a question for you guys in the chat and for you, Fator. Is this the most difficult trade for an alleged star player in the last 20 years? Because I feel like it is.
I feel like it. Yeah, you're right. I think if Sixers is in the NBA Finals, in the Eastern Conference Finals, I think we wouldn't be having this conversation in the first place.
Oh, definitely not. If they wouldn't have lost like that,
yeah,
wouldn't happening.
I feel like the collapse in the second round to the Hawks, kind of raising the question around Ben Simmons, the free throw itself, the free throw percentage, his free throw stats for the season.
Yeah,
it's really bad to see, kind of awful. And I think was it Harris kind of touched upon it as well. Like, I have no idea. Like he said, like maybe I don't know where he could have gone anyway this summer. I just wish he left like to the team that maybe that can suit him, like he said. At the moment, probably the hardest one that I could even remember.
Yeah. And before we continue, welcome to the show, the man, the myth himself. 2/3 of the Lakers, well, 2/3 of this panel. The other 50% of the Lakers fans on this panel. Quick math for all of you in the comments. How you doing, my guy?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. It's not seeing Fatur's face all beef, though, but love to see your face, Father. Sorry, Peter. Are you still suffering from jet lag, Father, from Belfast? Are you still suffering from that? That's what this man told me this morning. He suffered from jet lag.
No, it's only morning, bro. I've had a good afternoon sleep after that, bro. Yeah, I'm good.
You disgrace. What are we discussing? What trade?
Ben Simmons and just trying to work out hypothetical trades because of I think Jazz touches on it down here. because of the limited profile players, plus also Simmons not wanting to join a team that doesn't compete. Like, we're talking about how hard this trade seems to be in terms of working out an acceptable package and a destination.
Yeah.
And kind of like you would think, oh, he's so talented. He's regarded as a star. Why is it so hard to trade him? It's weird. It's a weird situation.
Is the Warriors ruled themselves out now? I know he's been linked to the Warriors.
That's the only real place we could think of outside of the Blazers.
Yeah, but the Sixers asking for the pick.
What would the Warriors offer?
The Sixers asking like 4 first round.
Sixers want like 4 firsts and Wiggins or something.
Yeah,
and the Warriors are kind of like,
Yeah, Wiggins is tough because Wiggins has improved.
But like 4 first round picks, basically, you're tying your franchise future to Ben Simmons. Yes,
for Ben Simmons.
That's the thing. It's like that's a lot.
We're not asking for Russell Westbrook. You're asking for Ben Simmons. 4 first round
picks. It's kind of strange.
Are you mad?
Jake with a suggestion here, though. Thoughts on the idea of Cat to the Blazers? I feel like the Blazers need another big star to keep Dame and CJ together. My thing is, what do they even have to trade? And are the Wolves willing to give up on Cat and just accept their fate as just a horrendous team for the foreseeable future? If the Wolves wanted to push a reset button, I wouldn't hate this. I just don't know how this could even happen. I don't know what assets would go where. And I also don't even think that Blazers team would be that good, to be honest.
I don't mean either. I think they're deep down and battling 7th, 8th seed in the West at the moment.
They'd probably be like 6 or 7. Yeah. Personally, I got.
Plus,
not exactly known for defense.
Does anyone know problem is defense. What is his contract as well? Does anyone know what his contract is?
I swear he's on something similar to a max. I don't know. Apologies, everybody in the chat. I'm not a capologist. I don't know all this.
And that's what I mean.
On something close.
Absorbing it into the cap. You've got Dame's contract. I don't know what CJ McCollum's on as well. I don't know if I like the mix. I don't even know if Dame's staying in Portland. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like why would you as Portland trade for Karl Anthony Towns when you don't know if Dame's going to stay long term? He could still wake up. He could lose for this year and wake up and be like, fuck this, I'm leaving. Then you're stuck with McCollum and Towns. You're in hell.
Yeah. Like, so you lose, what you getting? Where's Dame going, first of all, and what you're getting for Dame? And then is Karl Anthony Towns even someone you would trade for to rebuild your team again? I don't know.
Yeah, like it would make the Blazers a little bit more exciting, but with Dame, you want to. The thing is, they've been exciting. They're not winning as much as they should. That's the issue.
Yeah,
you've only got out of the first round once in the last 5 years, I want to say.
Yeah.
Does Simmons have a no trade clause? Anybody know? Because I genuinely don't know.
I don't think he does. Or else it wouldn't. A no trade clause, we wouldn't be talking about a trade.
Well, with the no trade clause, players just have to waive it for certain teams.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anyone pop up.
I presume he doesn't because everyone's talking about a trade for him.
Yeah, everybody's talking about trading him pretty much anyway.
Yeah. Or easy too. He might have waived it. But Ben Simmons is an interesting one. He's no communicado with the 76ers at the moment, which makes it even worse.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. He's going to have to get traded, but to who and when?
That's the beauty of American sports, that they are able just to trade a troublemaker away or a troublesome situation away. Unlike over here, we have the player has all the power, essentially, which is probably good in a way. But I do like the aspect of the American sports. You just have to do an auction, don't you? Really,
pretty much.
You just have to do an auction. You have to go. This is the date. We're doing the Ben Simmons auction. Show me what you got, and we'll decide. And he's then your problem. And then was Rich Paul, right? His agent. Is Rich Paul then? Can Rich Paul then work out a deal wherever he goes to get him where Ben Simmons wants to go if he doesn't want to go where he's been sent? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I work out a deal that way.
I get you.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's strange times. 4 first-round picks for Ben Simmons. You cheeky bastards. 76ers.
I don't know about that.
Cheeky buggers. 4 first-round picks for a guy for a guy who's too scared to go to them. For free throw. Good Lord, man.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That the stats, his free throw stats were awful last season.
Big up
I
to
mean,
you,
it's a good-
Ratan, my guy, showing love in the chat.
He's a good defender, but jeez, 4 first-round picks.
I've got a question for me. I assume this is satirical. Peter, would you be on Fator's new stream? Big Diablo. Fator, is this a real stream?
No, he's not. He's joking around.
I was gonna say, I'm down, bro. If you want to run this, let's run this. I'm down.
No, God's sake. Next statement, please.
Jake saying he would have loved Dame in New York. Honestly, doesn't know where Dame would go now, bro. It's weird. Like Dame and Ben Simmons are in these weird scenarios. And full disclosure, people in the comments, if one of them moves, we will do a stream.
Yes.
Okay, that will probably be the next time we do a free agency stream.
Yeah.
Because Ben Simmons is going somewhere. He's not going back to the Sixers. He's going to move. And wherever he moves, it's going to shake up the balance of power in the league.
I don't know if you disagree with this, guy. I don't think it's the Knicks, because I think the Knicks have dealt themselves out.
Yeah, it's not the Knicks anymore. They signed Kemba.
Kemba Walker, they re-signed Derrick Rose. They brought in, they re-signed a lot of players. I don't think the Knicks are in the...
Fournier, Randall.
Yeah, Fournier, they signed from the Celtics. I don't think they're in the mix with Dame Lillard whatsoever. So, do we rule out Boston Celtics?
No.
They didn't really do much, did they?
No, but Schroeder's on that mid-level exception.
Yes, you're right. They'd have to probably give up.
Contract.
Wait, have they still got loads of draft picks like they collected under Danny Ainge, or have they?
Probably, bro. I don't know.
Let's face it, man. Draft picks are just used for currency in the NBA. There's nothing,
For a lot of teams, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, draft picks are just things you can throw in on trades to make it sound better.
Yeah, wow.
It's like cilantro on food. It doesn't. No one really comes for draft picks and all that.
That's. 4 first-round picks. Wow.
Easy saying he'd be shocked if he traded for Simmons, bro. What if you traded for Dame? Would that even work?
He's a Celtics fan, isn't he?
Yeah, Easy is a Celtics fan.
More shocked than it for Kyrie.
Munoz saying fuck Boston. Munoz is my friend. Actually, fun fact, everybody in the comments, I used to live with Munoz. Munoz is a cool guy. He supports Arsenal, so commiserations for him regarding today. This man out here trolling saying cilantro's top tier. Cilantro's garbage. Cilantro's garbage. If any of you like cilantro, that's fine. Sometimes we make poor decisions. That's totally fine.
So he likes cilantro. He
supports Arsenal.
He likes Arsenal.
I don't believe he likes cilantro.
Two bad choices in that.
It is what it is. But Easy. Schroeder's on 1 year, like 6 months.
Oh, yeah. Schroeder went.
You could trade him, bro. You could definitely trade him.
It's not where you're going to pay him. Maybe no way you're going to pay him. You're not going to pay him 100.
Selfishly, guys, I want them to get traded as soon as possible because I do enjoy doing these shows.
Yeah.
But, hey, on the bright side, what's today? The 13th of August?
Yeah.
NBA season starts in like 11 weeks, something like that. So it won't be too long until we're back.
We'll probably do a show like the week before, like just like our picks for the season or something like that.
Yeah, of course, we'll do like a season preview.
Yeah, we'll do a season preview, and then you've got these months for the next 9 months.
Yeah, he's back by 3 weeks though. Ben Simmons.
These beautiful faces at like 5 a.m. UK time.
Yeah,
it's going to be
double headers, man.
For you guys, for me, I'm not going to care.
Oh no! The Celtics have already lost Brad Stevens because Brad Stevens has already been promoted to being GM.
That's true. That's very true. Yes.
Easy defending cilantro. That's cool, bro. But cilantro's trash.
You have the soap, June.
I don't know how I got on cilantro slander, but we're here. We're here. You never know what you're going to get on Sarcasm City TV, everybody.
That's very true.
But we could probably run a season preview like a week before the season.
Yeah. Yeah, we could do that. Playoff picks, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, stuff like that.
Jez, my guy, with the Shea max contract. How do we feel about that? I think it's a good deal. I'm happy for him. Also, the Thunder have to pay somebody. A lot of people don't know this, but there's a minimum of salary cap you have to spend.
Yeah.
So the money has to go somewhere. I'm not mad at him getting a max. Do I think he's really a max player? Not really, but good for him.
I don't think he stays there though. I think they'll trade him in a couple of years.
They have to try and build something eventually, though. Like, surely.
Sure, but I don't know. They've been threatening to try and build, but I just don't know if they're going to properly do it. That's all.
You've got the thing is the tough part is they live in Oklahoma City.
Go back to Seattle.
Seattle's
Yeah, like
funny.
it's how are you going to get somebody to live 8 months a year in Oklahoma City?
Exactly.
That's
Go back
the
to
thing.
Seattle.
Like, it's very tough. I mean,
There's
good
no
for the
football
Thunder.
team.
They have a franchise player, I guess. Good for them, but do I think the Thunder are going to be up to much this year? Probably not. But we will touch on that on our season preview.
Also runs.
Yeah, so guys, this has been another Courtside commentary stream. Thank you for hanging out on your Saturday morning or your Friday afternoon, wherever you find yourself in this lovely wide world. Winter Surfer, anything to plug before we scoot on out of here?
No, just say, Sarcasm City, us guys are on a load of shows. I was on it last night on Twitch for the Q&A. It was a good time. It was about
Always love Eleanor.
45-minute cane argument that could have been done in about 20 seconds, but it lasted for 45 minutes.
There we go.
No, good stuff there. Like you say, Chelsea show that's just started, all the other shows locked in. We'll be back for any breaking NBA news the week before season preview, and then basically you'll be sick of us by January, February, because we'll be doing NBA seasons. We'll be doing probably so many more games now after the trades than we thought we would be doing.
A lot of teams got just interesting enough to watch.
A lot of East Conference.
Our list of watch-along teams went from 8 to about 17. So
exactly.
It is what it is.
Like some games will be on Sky over here in the UK, or we will be getting an NBA pass, so we're all on. We can watch.
Yeah, we're gonna sort of link pass and do this officially, guys. We try and get timed up together, so we have no more wonderful Couture spoilers.
Otherwise, you can follow me at the Winter Surfer. You see links to KHO Football I'm on. That's just exclusive Chelsea content. Also, Never a Foul, the channel there under the Blue Wave, Chelsea content as well. You'll be doing more Chelsea stuff this year as always. So
look at our guy.
Around, so
blue is the color of champions of Europe. All that.
Yeah,
love that.
All that.
What about you, Fator? What you got to say?
Big up Sarcasm City, as always. And we'll be back for the Balls at the Bridge podcast. New incoming shows as well. They got the Spurs show as well, hosted by lovely Eleanor. Lovely. Big up Eleanor. Always love Eleanor.
Big up Eleanor. Big up the Spurs show.
Watch along later with Flawless. I'm not sure what time it is. Check with Flawless, and then I would say probably safely say Ben Simmons.
Will we do that show? We'll do the Ben Simmons show.
Where are you going,
Ben Simmons show?
If he gets traded, we're doing a show.
We'll do the Ben Simmons show, and then we'll go, why did you give up 4 first-round picks?
If he gets traded, we'll do a Ben Simmons dedicated stream. I can't promise you it'll be positive. It might not be. But we'll be here.
Try and get Harris on.
We got to get Harris on one of these streams. I miss him freaking out over everything.
Oh.
So big up to everybody in the comments. Big up to all of you. Jez, hopefully, brother, but they seem to be.
Let's wait till after the Palace game.
Yeah, before we get overconfident and just irrationally mean. Let's wait until we actually win first. Big up to you, Josh, and big up to us three. Check out the new CF. Yes, there you go, my guy. We will be here. All the places you can find us. When y'all saying fuck Chelsea, bro, you need to worry about teams like Brentford and them, man. And guys. So this has been episode 3, right? This has been episode 3, Courtside commentary, coming to you live here on the wonderful Sarcasm City YouTube channel. Can't tell you when we'll be back for sure, but we'll be back when something crazy happens. When that will be, I don't know. But we will see you guys hopefully in a bit. So this is your host, Peter, and we will catch you guys next time.